Okay, this is all of my books. There is a lot. Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we are doing a very impromptu video. I have had enough of my bookshelves. They are cluttered messes. They're all over the place. I've had enough. That's it. We need to reorganize, and so this is me attempting to do that. And yeah, we're just going to do it. We are doing a mass reorganization. I am taking every single one of the books off my shelves and then we're going to re-put them back on because I am just not happy with the way this looks anymore. Initially when I did this, I really loved how this bit looked, having the classics here. Now I'm just finding it too cluttered. The shelves across the bottom few shelves that you don't see are just filled with books to the point where we're double stacking. Like, it's enough. Enough is enough. We need to reorganize this, so that is exactly what this video is going to be. I hope you enjoy. Let me know how often you reorganize your shelves and how you do it. I like to do mine by genre and I'm still going to do that. I think I have a plan that what I want to do is change these shelves that you see here to fantasy shelves. These are a background for a lot of my videos and I just want to show off all the fantasy books I have because I have so many, so I really want to give them pride of place here. And then the other bookshelf, which is what you see when I do like more of my stand-in videos, I think I'm going to move my classics over there and have that as like mysteries, thrillers, classics, and all the other bits and bobs that go alongside that. Also moving my non-fiction, maybe put that above my wardrobe because I don't have loads of those. It's going to be a whole thing. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get straight to this. It's going to take many hours. I think it's about 1:30 at the minute, so let's see how long this takes, and I may also count how many books I have. I reckon it's a lot. We're definitely over 400. But let's actually see what that number is and get organising. I'm now just rambling, procrastinating, actually doing this because the organising part I like. It's the taking them all off and cleaning them that I don't want to do. I also want to see if I can move this shelf closer so I no longer have this gap. It's annoyed me ever since I first put these shelves in, which was many years ago. Well, I say many years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. This gap has always bothered me and I've just never done anything about it. So we're going to see if I can. No promises, but we're going to try and move that across so there's no gap. Anyway, right, let's get started. I thought I'd actually just give you a quick overview of what we're working here mess-wise. Yes, that is my Brown & Sanderson books with all of my hair stuff and that in front of it because I have no room. But yeah, this is what we're dealing with. We also have this shelf, which at this point it's the double stacking. It's a mess. It gives me anxiety every time I look at it. And then we've also got a stack of books here. Those ones I've read, so that's what I've read this month so far. But I have cleared this space here, so I'm thinking we might do something with that. But yeah, that's all the space. Now let's get to cleaning. Okay, this is all of my books. There is a lot. Honestly, there's so much. These piles are massive. As you can see, all the shelves are now emptied and cleaned, and I was able to move the bookshelves together on the other side, which I'm so happy with. So now it's time for organising. Because I can't actually access my bed to put all the books on those shelves over there, I am instead going to do this shelf first. That's the plan. That will then create floor space for me to be able to then do the other shelves. So that's what we're thinking. Let's start with the classics, see how much room that takes up, and then we're gonna go from there. This is fun. To be fair, it's only taken me an hour to take off all the books and clean the shelves. So that's not actually too bad. 1 hour in, this bit is probably gonna be the longest bit, so. Okay, the first shelf is done. Let me take you through it. So at the top we have a couple of the bigger classics and then going into non-fiction. Put the non-fiction up here because I have a lot of classic authors, non-fiction. As in, I have a lot of non-fiction books about classic authors. That's much better. So that's what we're going to do up here, and then we're going into different classics. I try and keep them kind of organized by like publisher if I can. I don't know, I kind of like these two shelves. I like. Then we get into a bit of a mess. So we have 2 stacks of classics, and then it goes into Agatha Christie and then mysteries, and these are adult paperback mysteries that I have. Not the best solution, but I am needing more space for my mysteries, so we'll see. I might have leftover space when I do the other shelves, we'll see. And then this goes into like hardback mysteries, into thrillers, and then more like dark academia, which technically dark academia is also a thriller subcategory, so I've kind of put those there. Again, a bit messy. I do need more space for this. I didn't realize how many I had. That will do for now. And then we go into, in the back here, we've got historical fiction, and then going into mythology. We've got Greek mythology, and then a few different, so we've got Korean, Caribbean, and Japanese. Followed down into my manga section. So keeping that at the bottom, find that a little bit easier to deal with. So that's that. That still leaves us with this pile of fantasy books, which all need to go over here. So that's going to be a mission. And then I'm thinking my YA murder mysteries might go up here, because I mean, I'm not doing much with this space here apart from my suitcase. So I'm thinking I might do that. I've got them up there for now. There is more as I find them. We'll see if it actually works. But I think the next thing I'm going to do is focus over here, sort out my fantasy, and then we'll see what that leaves me with and if this idea has even worked. Okay, I did a lot of this off camera because I was just getting too hot and flustered, but this is how they're looking. Okay, the Sanderson stuff, yeah, that hasn't changed. That's staying the same. It's fine. But the rest of it, I'm unsure about this. It's YA hardbacks, like YA fantasy hardbacks. It's there because I have no other space. Over here we have fantasy, like darker fantasy, horror fantasy, that sort of thing. We then have a kind of a mix, and then at the end we've got like some sci-fi. At the top 2 shelves we've got some YA fantasy, like more paperback versions, and then we go into adult here as well. It's a bit of a mix, bit of a mess, but yeah, this is how it's looking, and I've got all my Sarah J. Maas at the top here. And then the YA murder mysteries. You know, it works, it's up there, you know? So the last thing I did was put all of my locked library books just here on top of my dresser, next to this shelf, which didn't change. It's now 4 hours later, and we are done. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm 100% happy with this, but I'm so happy that these are now together. Like, there's no gap. That makes me so happy. It is really nice having all my fantasy in one place instead of having some fantasy over on the other shelves and some here. At least it's all together. Like, this is all fantasy all together. Mixture of different things, like some are retellings, some are darker fantasy, some are YA fantasy, some are more cozy fantasy, but it's all here, which is really nice. And then the other shelves is all my other bits, which is actually how I used to have it, and then I changed and wanted all the classics in my background. What is this hair doing? Okay, that's sort of better. I did count my books. I have a total of 464 books in this room, and that is with me going through a couple of the books and deciding, actually, you know what, I'm never going to probably read these, so otherwise it will sit in at 474. So it's a lot. I'm very happy with it though. I'm really happy with my book collection. Honestly, I do feel happier with the way it's looking, and my classics being a lot more like nicer and just neater instead of the way it was looking. I think these shelves here are just always going to look a bit messy because I have so many books and I have only 3 shelves to put this many books on, and a couple of them I can't even get to because of where the bed is, and like one shelf is broken. This would be so much easier if that wasn't the case, but it's done. I'm really hot now. I need to do some food and have a shower and just chill out, so I think we're gonna wrap this video up. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm still not 100%. Like, this shelf here I'm gonna mess around with a little bit because these books, it's a bit of a mess. At this point I was like, you know what, I've had enough. These are all darker fantasy, that's all just shoved there because I couldn't deal with it anymore. So there will be a few little move-ins around probably across the next week or so, but for now we're done, which is the main thing. Bit of a, like I say, impromptu one, but there we are. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get some food and maybe take some painkillers because I have a headache, and just chill. Just chill. That's what this day was meant to be. And instead I spent 4 hours messing around with my shelves, but at least they cleaned. That's good. I don't do that often enough. Anyway, right, that's it, that's enough. I'm rambling. Let's just go. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. I think if you made it this far, then let's put maybe the duster emoji, because I did dust all these shelves, which is pretty good. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it that thumbs up, subscribe and comment. Those 3 things really help this channel grow, so thank you so much. My social media links, anyone I've mentioned, will all be linked below, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.